Right, okay. Coach, you mentioned in your posting remarks following Colorado game that you felt your club didn't perform as well as you liked them to perform. So, and what did you mean by that? And how do you go about correcting the things they need to do to perform better?
Yeah, we didn't perform because, well, Colorado, first of all, they don't do high press. They give us almost half of the field. They trap. And playing from the back, we look afraid to play, afraid to make mistakes. And if we don't take those chances, it will be difficult to break those things down, you know. That's what I always say, we didn't perform. So we need to do better playing the ball, finding the space in between, finding the space behind the back line. And we didn't do too many runs behind the back line in that game. So that's something that we need to improve.
And also I think you put 3 new starters in because of injuries. So do you think that was a factor in the way your guys approached the game?
No, I don't think, I cannot say that's a factor. That would be like putting the blame on those 3 guys. No, that wasn't the case, you know. That was more as a team performance, not only the 3 new guys. And that's how everybody see us ready. That's something that we praise. Make sure you're ready when you get the call. You have to be ready to perform no matter who's playing. In the past, we have academic kids coming to the game and they did well, you know. They just their job, simple as that. That's what we require.
And how has been the mentality to the guys in practice this week? I mean, knowing they still have a chance to clinch a playoff spot, has it been more of intense practice sessions, or are they?
Practice this week has been intensive, very short practices. You know, we have a short roster this week, and we had to take care of guys coming back from injury, joining the team this week. So I've been with a lot of intensity, but really short practices.
Okay, to prepare them and make sure they're healthy for the game this week.
Yeah. Obviously, we're going to play the team who's top of the table right now. It's a very good team. They especially at home, they're really strong. They're a really good team. So if we can get a result there, that would be good for us, you know. When I mean a result, is make sure not to lose.
Right. And speaking of Tulsa, they're a well-balanced team. And when you played them in May, you tied them 1-1. And since then, they've gone 9-2, 3-7. So what things can you take from that tie in here in May that you can draw from that gives you insight as to how you could beat them on their home pitch?
Well, that was a kind of even game back then in May, but it's I don't even watch that game because it's totally different. We have new faces on the team. They have new faces on the team. They play different than the way they play in May. So it's nothing to compare, you know, nothing to compare from that game. So we've been scouting just the last couple of games that they play, especially at home.
And what has changed with them since y'all met them and played them in May?
Well, the way they defend, they're more structured, they more defend as a team. They press from the block, you know, they compact, they give you 30 yards of space, but then when the ball is returning to the center back to the goalies, when they go and decide to press as a team. So that's something that they've been doing different. Everything changed through the season, including us, you know. So it's going to be difficult to compare that game with this one on Saturday.
Now, you mentioned when I talked to y'all in May that they were a physical team that liked to run a lot. Are they still pretty physical?
Yeah, they're still like that. They're really strong. They're really physical. Every single player in that team, they run like crazy. They do their job. That's it's no wonder or it's no coincidence. That's why they're in top of the table.
And also, they're a very well-balanced team. They, I think, scored 44 goals this year, one of the highest, top highest in the league. And also, they've conceded the lowest in the league. So, I mean, they're very well-balanced. And how are they a well-balanced team? And how do you break up how do you beat a well-balanced team like that?
Yeah, matching the intensity. So they're a hard-working team in both sides of the ball. They work hard, really hard. When they don't have the ball, they defend well as a group. So we need to be, first of all, match the intensity, and second, beat them with quality.
As playoffs get closer, what's the mentality during training?
Uh, Positive mentality. We know that we are one win away from playoff. 4 games left, so 3 away, 1 at home. But I know we can get points away from home, and we've been nursery some injuries. But even like that, in the past, we proved ourselves that we can go away and get those points.
As you're saying, how does this part of the season compare to earlier in the season?
Well, now every single game is a derby. It's very competitive early in the season. The pressure wasn't there on every single on the teams, So, but now that basically everybody's still alive in our conference, even the teams who are at the bottom of the table, with 3-4 games left, they're still alive to make playoffs. So every single game is very competitive. It's like a derby.
If you can describe this week of training in one word, what would it be?
What would it be? Intensity.
Jorge is about to be announced as Player of the Month in about an hour. So what would you kind of make of his performance? I know you said after the Loudoun game you thought that he was kind of reaching that new level. So how would you evaluate how he's helped out your team?
Okay, well deserved. Jorge was good in September for us. Score goals, he create goals for us. He was fantastic. So hopefully October he's at the same level, even better than September.